Installed at Mirmande, a couple of kilometers from Cluscla, Herve Bogenez restores objets d'art. He brings back to life, thanks to his talent, his ingenuity, his knowledge and his unusual sensitivity, the most valuable pieces. I'm in the world of ceramics. That's to say, anything that is cooked by fire, or something like that, is nearer to glass, if you like. One isn't far because enamels are practically melted glass, but one is not far from ceramics as well, and one is closer to ceramics, although the support is not the same though. That is not clay but copper. There we are, face to face with a mystery like all things in Venice. It's the same now. This is typically Venetian because of the characteristic whites, these particular greens, and these blues which are touched with a sickness, which is, if you will, a poison which destroys it.
Qui est comme, si tu veux, une sorte de poison qui s'autodétruit en fait. Et c'est très redoutable parce que tu vois que ça fait des blessures qui sont immenses.
It is very strong because you see it makes these craters which are immense, and they're only in the blues, and which continues with an infernal verdigris which slides under the enamel, and there it explodes. I'm anonymous. I do not sign what I restore. I'm behind the author. I try to serve the author as best as possible and the merchant for whom I work. The drama of our jobs is that it's very secret. We live in a secret world. I need calm, this peace, this serenity, which I would never be able to find in a town. I have a need to work through the night. I have the needs of the birds when they make their nest. I need to work in great peace because I do a job which is extremely dangerous. Dangerous for my health, and above all, for my stress.
Dangereux pour ma santé, dangereux surtout pour mon stress. C'est pas anodin.
It's not a trivial matter to return to the 16th century. It's not nothing. My clients ask of me my hands and my head. So far, that's okay. But they ask me for my soul. They ask me something else as well. They ask me to return to 1500. They asked me to understand whether in 1534 Fra Xanto Avelili d'Arovico, a great and one of my preferred makers of majolica, on the day that he made that plate there and decorated it, was he in a good humor, and what was the state of his morale? I have great pleasure talking to the big dealers because they understand that I understand about the interior of the pieces.
L'intérieur des objets. Et ça, le travail à la poterie Cluscla.
And so, the work at the pottery at Cluscla is very important, because I help when they bake all night. I understand how to put on a handle. I understand when there's been an accident in the baking process. I understand that it's an ancient process, like in the olden days at Cluscla, which allows me to work from the base and enter into the heart of the piece.
En travaillant là-bas, de rentrer à l'intérieur. Voilà. Pour ça, il faut avoir des bonnes lames.
For this, you have to have good blades, well sharpened, and plenty of patience. There's a great deal of patient work with us. It's for rubbing. All is patience. If you go too fast, you rise to the surface too fast, and you'll burn. It's a bit like Icarus. You burn yourself. You have to know how to wait.
C'est un peu comme Icare quand on se brûle. Il faut savoir attendre.
In fact, when you restore an object, it's the object that comes to the surface. And when you see it coming through all the various layers and colors, oh la la, it's fascinating, because you say to yourself, there it is, I'm there. As it is, this little job of finishing can take hours, because if it's a large surface, well, it's necessary to do kilometers and kilometers on the long lines of the break to marry the new varnish, which I cordially detest. And what I would like is to have been born in 1500. You see all the layers of condensation, all the layers of damp. All these problems of condensation are rectified by this little apparatus called an aerograph. I'm vigilant. I put back as much as possible of the original.
Over. You can cut.
And often I make a big mistake and then I have to start again because I've gone too far. Because I'm too greedy, I get too close to the chasm. You see, it's very dangerous because you dance on a wire. If you go too close to the volcano, you will burn yourself. And then often, as I have the tendency to take off the maximum, disaster. I fall and then I'm dead. I'm for a restoration along the brake line and try not to go further. Then, if you like, I have the chance to have a rich decor with scrolls and fruits. It's harder when there's a large volume of white with it. And you understand, I don't want to die. The problem is to know how to die. I don't know how to die sometimes. When you say to die in my job, that's to say to know when the tide ebbs from the beach and you see the difference between the two worlds. So it's too easy to put too much everywhere and never die. But I spend hours trying to minimize what I do. It's too simple, you see, like this.
Je passe des heures à essayer de minimiser. Voilà, ce que j'ai fait, c'est tout simple, tu vois, c'est comme ça. De revenir à l'émail original.
I come to the original enamel, there where I have not done anything or where I'm not going to intervene, because the varnish always spreads a few millimeters, and at the same time I reduce the thickness of the varnish between the joint and the pottery, and then I get a joint which is thin enough between the two, that's to say between the artificial and the original. I clean up my copy. There you are. I've refined it. It's good. And after that, you do a coat of patina to even out the varnish, which is quite new, with the patina of the piece, which has been dusted by Italian ladies for 500 years.
La patine de l'objet qui a passé 500 ans dehors, quoi, sous le chiffon des mamma italiana.